The United States spent more on healthcare than any other country in the world. The United States spent over $2.1 trillion in 2006. If you think about it now, $2.1 trillion is a really big number, but that was in 2006. You just have to imagine how much higher that number is now. And at that number of 2.6 or $2.1 trillion, there's over 50 million Americans that don't have health insurance. President Obama, when he was in his inaugural speech, he wanted to tell Congress about his health care plan, his health reform. He wants every American to have health insurance. And when doing that, President Obama, he proposed to Congress his health reform speech, his Health Reform Act. He wants every American to have health insurance. And when doing this, he has many ways to cut down on the costs and the kind of walls that come up against people saying that we don't need health insurance. One thing he wants to do is cut down on the private insurers, the companies. So basically, when a person or a person has a pre-existing health ailment or illness, or that they're sick when they're applying for insurance, the insurance companies will charge them really high rate just because they know it'll cost them a lot more money to insure them. And what Obama wants to do is cut down on that. He wants to say, I want to cut down on that and make sure that insurance is affordable for every American, even if you have a pre-existing ailment or health thing. And another thing he wants to do is make sure Americans are knowledgeable about diseases, sicknesses, and everything like that, to ensure that they understand how to protect themselves and keep them healthy. And when doing that, it ensures that they have knowledge about things. Instead of going to the doctor for small little things, wasting money on that, they could kind of diagnose themselves and also keep care of themselves and take care of themselves as well. Obama is not the first person to come up with this health debate. Many other presidents throughout the years have came up with this as well. President Truman in his 1944 inaugural election talked to Congress about creating a second Bill of Rights, talking about having the right to have health insurance and the right to be healthy. He wanted all Americans to have health insurance. If we look around the nation or the country, the world, many countries have really great health insurance. Many people have universal health insurance. We look at Canada, for instance. The way that works is it's a public, it's basically a public fund, which kind of forces the public officials to cut down on the spending to ensure that other public relations and public programs don't get less money than the others. And it also reduces the taxes and keeps them from raising the taxes as well. If we look at Germany and France, they have a non-government entity program which ensures that the people of Germany and France they get low health insurance prices because they're paid by the employers and also employees as well. And they also have government who cuts down on the insurance rates and ensures that their insurance companies aren't spending too much. When I say over 50 million people do not have insurance in the nation, the highest group of people are young adults, which is all of us in this room here. We are the highest group that do not have health insurance. And that's why it's really important for us just to pay attention to it, because it's going to be something affecting us later in the years, especially the next few generations. And we really need to cut down on the deficit. I mean, we're spending $2.1 trillion on health insurance, and we have the worst health care in the world, basically. Well, not the worst, but we're spending more than any other country, and we're not having what we should. We have the most people without health insurance. 50 million people do not have it. We're also spending the most. So that's why we need to go through with this Obama's plan to ensure that every American does have health insurance.